good music. I understand that. I'm a realist. But give me a few minutes of your time, give me your indulgence, give me your patience, and I'll be very grateful. I'm pleased to be with you here tonight in not only my favourite venue in Leeds, the Burgon Social Club, but my favourite venue in all of the country, because the Burgon Social Club has to be probably the best live venue for underground bands and even bigger bands in the country. So let's start off by having a big round of applause for everybody at the Burgon. Come on! And let's have a big round of applause for everyone here tonight for turning up to have a drink and donate to the campaign to give Cameron a good kicking by backing Labour in the elections on Thursday the 5th of May. Somebody put on Facebook, when I said I was speaking tonight, they said, don't worry, just do the greatest hits. That's the set they wanted from me. So what about these as some of the greatest hits, not from me, but from Labour? Number one, the NHS. Cheer for the NHS. Number two, the welfare state. That's another greatest hits. Number three, the Open University. That's another greatest hit. Number four, the minimum wage. That's another greatest hit. Number five, John McDonnell saying at the Labour Party conference last year that Labour is now an anti-austerity party. Next one, the majority of Labour MPs voting against bombing Syria. And next, Jeremy Corbyn being leader of the Labour Party. Jeremy sends his best wishes, by the way. I'm not name dropping, he texted me earlier today. He was delighted I was coming to the Burgon Social Club. It makes a change. We're looking out here at a sea of pleasant faces, a sea of faces of good people who want to change the world for the better, because what I have to do for a living in the week is sit opposite angry faces, sit opposite pompous faces, sit opposite millionaires row, as they call it, the front bench. And I'll tell you this, and tell me if I'm wrong, wasn't Dennis Skinner correct to call David Cameron Dodgy Dave? I think he was being quite polite to call him Dodgy Dave, because the truth is this: as it stands, there's one rule for those at the top and another rule for everyone else. They talk about getting the deficit down, they talk about getting the debt down, but at the same time they're allowing the super rich to get away scot-free with squirreling away money on tax havens. It's a total disgrace. I'll tell you this: if Labour gets into government with Jeremy Corbyn as Prime Minister and John McDonnell as Shadow Chancellor and myself as the humble Shadow Economic Secretary of the Treasury, we will make life difficult for those at the very top who've made your life difficult, because that's an important thing. The 0.3% have done very well indeed, and something has to change. And so we have the local elections on Thursday the 5th of May, and I'm pleased and proud to be here supporting two excellent Labour candidates. First of all, Al Garthwaite, who is the candidate in this ward. Where's Al? There she is, a good left winger. And secondly, an old friend of mine, Roger Harrington, who's standing in Wheatwood. Where's Roger? He's there. He's stayed in here even though he's heard me speak 1,000 times before, and I'm very grateful for him doing that. But this election on Thursday the 5th of May isn't just about the opportunity to elect excellent local Labour councillors. This election is an opportunity to do what the establishment doesn't want you to do. And you have to say that things have been difficult since Jeremy Corbyn became elected as Labour leader. Why is that? It's because Jeremy Corbyn stands for real change. And if you stand for real change, you're going to get attacked. If you stand for real change, you're going to get demonised. But I don't know about you. Let me know what you think. I'm much more comfortable with the leader of the Labour Party being attacked by the Murdoch press than I am with the leader of the Labour Party ending up as godfather to Rupert Murdoch's child. Mentioning no Blairs, I mean names. But the days of the Labour leadership being embarrassed by its links with industrial struggle, the days of the Labour leadership being embarrassed by its link to the union movement, the days of the leadership being embarrassed by grassroots campaigns are long gone. Labour now is all about standing up beside people, because we know that real progress with a small p only...
McDonald's! Have you been McDonald's?
Well, the Labour Party... Let's do a straw poll here. Let's do a straw poll. Who in here thinks the Labour Party was correct to say to McDonald's that doesn't pay the living wage, to say to McDonald's that doesn't recognise trade unions despite the bakers' union campaign for the members to get those things? Who thinks the Labour Party was right to turn down their £30,000? I'll tell that to the members of the Parliamentary Labour Party who think it's a useful use of their time to write articles standing up for McDonald's. A total nonsense. Should have better things to do. But we're on the cusp of a real fight. The establishment in Westminster and outside Westminster is determined that Jeremy Corbyn and his ideas will be defeated. Now, the media establishment and the Westminster establishment is not Corbyn's side, and it's certainly not on the side of socialism. But what does Corbyn and what does ideas have that they don't? He has everybody, I hope, in this room. Does he have everybody in this room? It sounds like it. And there's nothing more new politics than an angry white man shouting in a working men's club. Yeah? Nothing more new politics than that. So I'm pleased and proud to be with you today. One small thing I'll ask you to do, apart from give more money to the Labour Party, one small thing I'll ask you to do, the day before the local elections, send a text to everybody in your phone book. I'm showing my age by talking about text messages, not social media. Send a text message to everyone in your phone book, telling them there's a local election tomorrow, telling them you're voting Labour, and telling them why, in one sentence, that you're voting Labour. You might be surprised, the turnouts will be relatively low in these local elections, and you and all of us collectively can make a difference in that way. So let's give the Tories a good kicking. Let's send a message from the real world that the Conservatives know little about and care even less about. Let's send a message from the real world, whether it be East Leeds that I represent, or whether it be this ward that others represent. Let's send a message from the real world to the heart of the rotten Westminster establishment. Isn't it about time that we had a new type of politics? Isn't it about time we had a new type of economics? Isn't it about time we said the cuts are wrong, the cuts are unfair, and we're going to build not only an economic alternative, we're going to fight for a better society? Because I believe, and I know that you do too, that a better world is not only possible, it's necessary. I thank you for your patience, I thank you for your indulgence, I thank you for your support. Have a great night. Onwards to socialism, comrades!